Cal Poly hosted its 74th Poly Royal Rodeo. Find out which highlights you missed coming up.
Cal Poly students got to speak with a member of Congress this week. Find out who.
And we'll take you to one of the biggest college sporting events held in San Luis Obispo each year. See the thrilling finish.
Cal Poly's campus. You're watching Mustang News.
Thanks for joining us for our weekly broadcast of Mustang News. I'm Olivia DeGennaro.
And I'm Dylan Payne. Mustang News starts now.
Cal Poly's acceptance rates for next fall are the lowest the university has seen in 10 years. Almost 52,000 applicants applied to Cal Poly for fall 2014. The acceptance rate was 28% and the average GPA was 3.97 for accepted students. According to James Maravilia with Marketing and Enrollment, 4,000 more freshmen applied this year than last, but there were 650 fewer spots. Cal Poly parent Terry Church says the hands-on learning environment is what sets Cal Poly apart from other schools.
I'm not surprised because the reputation that Cal Poly has, I think I'm kind of surprised that it's as high as it is. I know I'm from Northern California, San Francisco Bay Area. A lot of people want to go here.
On May 1st, students have to decide whether they will attend Cal Poly next year. Admissions will know the exact number of students then.
Prospective students might have Cal Poly on their brain this week after last week's open house. Cal Poly is known for the traditional events like the tractor pull and club showcase, but there was a lot more than just that going on. Cal Poly also hosted its 74th annual Poly Royal Rodeo. 6 different schools from all over the West made the trip to San Luis Obispo to compete. Events included bareback and saddle bronc riding, bull riding, and barrel racing. And students weren't the only ones to get buckles. President Jeffrey Armstrong received his own as well.
Most importantly, it came from the students and the student athletes, really put and learn by doing into action. The most important thing is it came from them, and it was a big surprise.
A total of more than 200 students competed in the rodeo. And since the rodeo, there's some new royalty on campus, Cal Poly royalty that is. Ag business freshman Kayla Nickel was crowned as Miss Cal Poly Rodeo 2014. She will serve as a representative for the Cal Poly Rodeo program. Contestants were judged on personality, appearance, horsemanship, and a written test.
I'm so excited. It's just a lot of fun. It's a really cool experience. So I get to represent Cal Poly at all of our rodeos and really be that positive representation of the Cal Poly rodeo team. It's a really good feeling.
Nickel made her first public appearance as queen at the rodeo. With her title comes a belt buckle, gifts, and a scholarship worth more than $4,000.
After 21 years, one Cal Poly tradition may be making its way back to campus. Buki Babalola looks into the old-time event.
What started out as a peaceful student-run event turned into a riot at Cal Poly's annual Poly Royal celebration in 1990. The 58-year-old tradition was ended in 1990 after a riot broke out. Students, residents, and visitors were arrested, tear-gassed, and water-hosed by police officials during the outrage. Andrine Kawilentin tells us more about the possible comeback.
The visitors, whether they were our current students or family members or students from other areas, just kind of lost a respect for what the program and the event really meant.
Just like open house today, Poly Royal engaged visitors with activities like the rodeo, animal showcase, tractor pull, and many more that made the event a memorable one. The community's biggest fear about the possible Poly Royal comeback is the potential for another riot.
I think that there's going to be concern from our community members, probably not as much as our current students, and of course their perspective needs to be considered and needs to be part of the plan.
21 years after being canceled, the Cal Poly tradition might be brought back to campus.
There isn't a final Poly Royals coming back, but there is at least a team of folks that are looking at the possibilities.
Buki Babalola, Mustang News.
Now there is currently no timetable for making the decision to bring Poly Royal back.
3 big names are making their way to San Luis Obispo. Lululemon Athletica, a popular yoga and dancewear retailer, will be opening in the next 3 to 4 weeks. It's opening on Higuera Street in downtown SLO, in the space that was formerly Jim's campus camera. And the Irish Hill Plaza off of Los Osos Valley Road will be welcoming a home goods store.
I'm really excited. I love home goods. They have such cool decor items, and I'm sure every girl in SLO is excited for Lululemon. It's going to be so fun, and I'm sure it's going to be super busy.
Home Goods grand opening is set for May 18th, and New Frontier's Natural Marketplace off of Los Osos Valley Road will be transitioning into a Whole Foods market in the next 3 to 6 months.
You might have seen a few new signs around campus. Candidates for ASI president and board of directors are now able to post written documentation of their candidacy as of last Saturday. Joy Sullivan, Jake Rogers, and Connor Paquin have all announced they will be running for ASI president. The candidates will take part in a debate today at 11 a.m. in the University Union. Elections begin Wednesday, April 23rd at 7 a.m. and close on the following Thursday morning at the same time.
Cal Poly's Information Services is continuing to work on their server security after the discovery of Heartbleed. The internet security flaw is a vulnerability in a version of the code used on secure web servers. This vulnerability gives hackers the opportunity to steal passwords and other sensitive information from a server's memory. Cal Poly was able to patch the vulnerability in a 90% of their servers within 24 hours, and while they have seen attacks, there have been no known compromises. Information Services expects to be reaching out to around 100 students who may need to reset their passwords, although no passwords were exposed. Students can expect a few more outages at non-peak times as Information Services continues maintenance.
Coming up after the break, ROTC members learn how to both fight and eat in the military.
A renovation is coming to the Mott Athletic Center. We'll tell you what changes you expect to see after the break.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 260.
That's how many runs were walked in with the bases loaded last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's the number of kids who witnessed bullying. 3 out of 4.
Not a good stat.
No, it's not, but that can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. You can visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
Vomiting,
puking,
throwing up,
vomiting, puking,
throwing up,
cold, clammy,
blue,
cold, clammy,
blue.
Their breathing slows,
passed out, unresponsive,
passed out,
unresponsive.
You can't wake them up.
If you're dealing with somebody who's so intoxicated that you have to stop and ask yourself, gee, I wonder if they need help, they need help. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait until you're having to do CPR because they stopped breathing or because they aspirated on their own vomit. Get them help.
Students had the opportunity to sit down with a member of Congress this week. Representative Lois Capps visited Cal Poly on Wednesday. She spoke with ASI representatives and other students about various topics like education, financial aid, the LGBT community. She even touched on renewable energy and the war on drugs. Students had the opportunity to ask questions for the last 45 minutes of the hour-long meeting.
A large priority for me is what's happening in education. What are our students involved with? What are their pressing issues? And there's no better way to find out than to come onto the campus.
Those in attendance also learned about CAPS's journey to Congress and how she plans to address federal issues that affect universities.
Cal Poly ROTC members learn how to train for the Army, and they also learn how to eat in the Army. Reporter Leah Horner takes a look at the food extremes these soldiers go through.
Out rocking around for 12 hours, you get pretty hungry, you'll eat almost anything. MREs it stands for a meal ready to eat, and there's different variety of meals. It's all stuff that can last for a long time.
It's not designed to taste good. It's designed to keep you going throughout a full day. The Army's done a lot of research on what soldiers need in the field and the caloric intake that you're going to want for a full day of marching with a rucksack and the caloric intake you're going to want for something else. And so they know what you need to get you through the day and to stay alive.
You know what your main meal is when you get MRE, but you don't know what else comes with it. So sometimes you can get pretty lucky, you get some M&Ms and stuff, but sometimes you get 2 wheat breads, and that's all you get in your MRE.
So you add water to it, and it gets hot, and you take the MRE pouch while it's still closed, and slide it into the bag, and close the bag off, wait about 2 minutes, and then you open it, take the bag out, food's hot. The last night of FTX, we were just sitting waiting for chow, and they called out all vegetarians and vegans front load. So me and the 5 other vegetarians at FTX got all excited, ran up there thinking oh, they have something special for us. And actually, they called us up because they had nothing for us except for iceberg lettuce. They just plant it for people who eat meat, and so I don't get a replacement for it. I just eat the things I can eat, and so I just get less food than everyone else.
You don't have to worry about keeping them hot or cold, and they're ready to go when you need them. But as far as a standard meal, no, I would not suggest them.
MREs have a shelf life of 3 years, and each are about 1,250 calories.
Some organizations on campus are celebrating setting a new record last Friday. Chabad at Cal Poly, Hillel of SLO, Alpha Epsilon Phi, and Alpha Epsilon Pi hosted a joint Shabbat dinner in the hopes of having 180 people attend. Shabbat takes place every Friday night and is known as the Sabbath in the Jewish religion, and it's a day of rest from work.
And it's always good to see people just gathering together and getting to know each other, and at the end of the day, someone's going to become your best friends.
At least 172 people came to the dinner. Weizmann wants students to know that Shabbat is open to everyone, even if they are not Jewish, and he says that the more people that come, the better.
A Cal Poly professor is also a notable author. Mary Stewart Atwell will be featured in the upcoming event, Conversations with Cal Poly Authors. The quarterly event, hosted by the Kennedy Library, provides a discussion about both the content of the book and the process of writing it. The featured book this quarter, Wild Girls, is a fiction novel written by the Cal Poly English Department's own Dr. Atwell. Students will also have opportunities to ask the author questions.
It's a great advantage for students to work with faculty who are published and can talk about the real-world experience of getting their work published. It's not easy.
Atwell will be at the Kennedy Library on Friday, April 18th at 10 a.m. If you can't make it, the conversation is also available on SoundCloud. Visit the Kennedy Library website for more information.
Cal Poly's SAFER brought in a speaker on Wednesday in honor of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Award-winning documentary filmmaker, published writer, and anti-sexism activist Brian Hurt visited Cal Poly this week. Hurt was at Spanos Theater on Wednesday night. He talked about masculinity, sexism, violence, and showed clips from his most popular documentary, Hip Hop, Beyond Beats and Rhymes.
Be who you really are, you can stand for what you really believe in, and you can be your true, authentic self.
Students had a chance to ask questions after the presentation, which led to more discussions on topics like sexual harassment and gender issues. Maude Athletic Center is coming closer to meeting its goal for a new scoreboard. Plans are underway to purchase an improved scoreboard for Maude Athletic Center following the success of the men's basketball team this past season. The proposed scoreboard will cost about $758,000 and is expected to be completed over summer.
I mean, we're going to be working hard all summer, you know, getting ready for next year. I mean, the new scoreboards really enhance it, like, for the fans, too. It won't just be, like, but obviously it's cool for us, you know, like, and all the others. It'll be for all the sports, but it'll really enhance the experience for everybody. More video stuff, not, you know, such old school, just all over the PA system.
The new scoreboard is rumored to have a live feed as well as an instant replay, and it should be ready to go in the fall.
And coming up next, we'll let you know what the weather looks like for the week.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
That's slow. That's slow. Look, he's blushing. Seriously.
And we'll take you to Mallory St. George, who has the weather for us. Mallory?
Thanks, Olivia. As you can see, we've got some cloudy skies today, but sunny ones are on their way later this week. From Thursday to Friday, we'll be seeing increased winds by up to 10 miles per hour, but as these winds increase, so will the temperature. The sun is coming out more this week and into the weekend. It'll really be heating up on Sunday with a high of 83. Later, though, onto Monday, the temperature is going to drop back down significantly and we're going to see some clouds. As for today, Thursday, April 17th, we're going to have a high of 72 degrees and a low of 52. That patchy fog will be out of the way by 11 a.m., but we'll see some 10-mile-per-hour winds later on this afternoon. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Friday, we're looking at a high of 74 and low of 49 with some light clouds that will carry on to Saturday, but things will cool down a bit. Saturday, a high of 72 and a low of 47. Come Sunday, we'll see sunny skies and can enjoy that high of 83 and a low of only 51. Monday will cool down a bit to 78 and with a low of 49. Still sunny skies, which you can enjoy until Tuesday. Then we'll see some clouds back in and the temperature will drop significantly. High of 68 that day and about a low of 46. There's also going to be a slight chance of rain later in the week. That's your weather forecast for today. I'm Mallory St. George. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Mallory. It looked kind of foggy out there.
You know, it does. And that fog, I feel like it just puts a damper on everybody's day.
Luckily, it burns off in the afternoon, and it looks like it's going to be nice and warm on Sunday.
And that's always a good thing for the weekend.
All right. Well, coming up, a Cal Poly basketball player is touring overseas. We'll tell you who.
And we'll take you out to San Luis Obispo Country Club, where one of Cal Poly's best played their thrilling final round.
Meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to Mustang News. Sports anchor Lisa Diaz is here in the studio with us.
So Lisa, I heard that there's a big series going on in baseball. Could you...
Huge, Dylan, huge. But first, let's talk about one of our other stars on campus, Molly Schlemer.
Okay.
Women's basketball player Molly Schlemer is one of only 12 players in all of college basketball to represent the U.S. overseas next week. The Cal Poly Center was chosen to represent the Mustangs in the Net Scouts Basketball USA All-Stars China Tour. The tour is a way for athletes to show scouts their talent and potentially sign professional contracts. Schlemer will be playing in 3 different cities against countries like New Zealand, Denmark, and Slovenia. She says she is grateful for the opportunity ahead.
This 2 weeks is going to be a good kind of test as to what it'll be like, and it'll show me what to expect. So I'm really excited to just open like new doors and see where basketball could lead me.
Former Cal Poly player Christina Santiago also played on the tour and is now playing in the Bulgarian Professional League. The tournament starts on Sunday. The Cal Poly baseball team is heading into a key conference series this weekend as the 3rd best team in the country. The Mustangs will host 19th ranked Cal State Fullerton for a 3-game series starting Thursday. The Titans have won the Big West Conference for the past 3 consecutive years, and the Mustangs have a chance to break that streak this season. Cal Poly has won all 9 of their 3-game series this year, sweeping 5 of them. The Mustangs are on a 6-game win streak and are riding their momentum into the big games.
We've had help from a lot of different areas. We have the ability to play really good defense. We have the best catcher around, Chris Hu, defensively, great block receiver, thrower.
And to go with that great defense is shutdown pitching and timely hitting. First pitch is set for 6 p.m. Cal Poly softball is battling off with Hawaii this Friday to further their standing in the Big West Conference. This will be the Mustangs' first trip to Hawaii in 16 seasons. The first game will be at Rainbow Wahine Stadium on Friday at 9 p.m. and will end with a doubleheader on Saturday starting at 5. The games will be televised on OC Sports and streamed live on their website. Men's tennis is now ranked 3rd in the Big West Conference after a come-from-behind victory on Saturday. The Mustangs beat UC Davis 4-3. Cal Poly was able to take doubles with wins from seniors Marco Camuzzo and Matt Thompson, as well as senior Jurgen de Jager and freshman Ben Donovan. De Jager rallied in singles to top Kyle Miller at the number 3 spot and improved his record to 13-2 this season. The Mustangs' next game is April 19th at 1 p.m. against blue-green rival UC Santa Barbara. 7 women's golf teams came to San Luis Obispo, and with the championship on the line, it came down to the wire. We went out to San Luis Obispo Country Club to catch all the action.
Everything about this course is about your second shot to the pin and your putting, and I think definitely this course you have to have a lot of respect for the greens.
Cal Poly golfer Taylor Yoshitake knows the course at the San Luis Obispo Country Club well. After the final round of the Big West Conference Women's Golf Championships Thursday, the senior walked away from the course's 18th hole and her college career.
I get up, I make my par putt, and I see my mom standing there, and she's crying, and I give her a hug.
Cal Poly hosted the conference championships, allowing Yoshitake to have her college finale in front of the home crowd.
And Coach gave me a big hug, and I was like, okay, don't cry.
Martina Edberg, a freshman from Cal State Fullerton, shot a 71 on the par 73 course and was the championship medalist after beating Cal State Northridge's Clarice Gucci in a 1-hole playoff, an experience Edberg describes as surreal.
You just feel like first you're nervous and then all of a sudden everything drops and
you just get a recap of everything you've done through the past year and everything you put into this game.
UC Davis won the team title for the 5th straight year with a score of 895 after 3 rounds. Cal Poly came in 5th, a 1-spot improvement from last year, but the plan for next year?
Rebuild. I've got 5 freshman girls coming in next year since I graduate 6 girls this year. But the women's game's getting deeper, and I don't think we'll skip a beat going into next year.
But for Yoshitaki, next year's plan is to play professional golf.
All the shots I had to play here, they're going to be important for other courses, and the intensity of the tournament is just, it's a good learning experience.
This championship will happen at the end of this month.
All right, well, a lot of exciting sports news.
We've got Mustang courts going on this weekend. We've got Baggett Stadium, too. It sounds like a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, you know, they're even adding extra bleachers this weekend
Really?
for the big hype. So,
all right.
Should be an intense game.
Yes, well, coming up next, we'll tell you all about what you missed at Coachella if you weren't there.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So what you want to do is, have you already enrolled? You're doing fine. What did that just do? Select the drop-down menu again. Wait. So you're already enrolled. Example here, so don't panic. You're ready to make your payment. Submit. There it is.
Oh my God! I really can't believe it.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Welcome back to Mustang News. Okay, so a lot of spring festivals happening, a lot of music festivals.
Of music coming up summer.
And you were at Coachella, right?
I did go to Coachella this weekend, and I'm here to tell you my favorite parts and what you can look forward to this weekend.
All right.
So last weekend, members of Coachella, or Mustang News, we all went to Coachella, and today I'm going to give you my top 5 moments from the festival. Number 5, the return of Outkast. After not performing together in more than 10 years, the headlining set on Friday was Andre 3000 and Big Boy's first show back. They performed 27 tracks, including their hits Roses, The Way You Move, and Hey Ya. Number 4, awesome covers. ZZ Ward, alternative rocker, covered Drake's Hold On, We're Going Home with multiple harmonica solos. Aluna George got the Gobi tent dancing with their cover of This Is How We Do It. And Muse honored recent inducted Hall of Famers Nirvana with a cover of Lithium. Number 3, Capital Cities at Sunset. They played a remix of their hit Safe and Sound a second time, but asked the crowd to remove some clothing for some extra fun. Number 2, Confetti and Rappers. Mashup DJ Girl Talk warmed up the crowd before Outkast with special appearances from rappers E40, Juicy J, Busta Rhymes, and Too Short, all while drenching the crowd in gallons of confetti. And number 1, dancing. There's nothing quite like dancing to your favorite songs with your best friends in the desert. Tours have a fantastic time this coming up weekend. And in more music news, Cal Poly's radio station is hosting 2 events this weekend as a part to raise money for their annual Pledge Week. The quarterly open mic night is tonight at 7:30 in the Pack Pavilion. The event is free and will feature live music, performance, and comedy. Saturday night, KCPR DJs will be spinning their own mixes for their Club 91 Disco. Also located in the Pack Pavilion, the event will run from 8 p.m. until midnight. Tickets are $5 and all proceeds will benefit KCPR.
All right, so a lot of exciting stuff. Coachella looked super fun.
It was a lot of fun, and I hope everyone has a ton of fun this weekend. I'm so jealous.
That's it for today's Mustang News. You can watch our That's our 30-minute broadcast. For continuous broadcast coverage, visit mustangnews.net.
From all of us here in Studio 300, have a great day.